Hi, I'm John, and welcome to another product spotlight. Today we have a model from Rapido. So let's head over to the workbench and see how it looks. Alright, so here's what we're looking at today. This is an HO scale 66-foot bulkhead flatcar. This comes from Rapido. And as such, you'll find it has a lot of detail, which we're going to look at more closely in this spotlight. You look at Rapido's website, you'll find these are listed for $54.95. And they have a whole bunch of different road names and road numbers to look at and choose from. So your best bet would be to go to the Rapido Trains website and see if they have what you're looking for. The model comes with some extra parts. Detail parts you can add if you want to. May not be appropriate for your era. If it is, there they are. And it also comes with this information sheet printed in English and French. And on the back of the sheet, it has full exploded view detail, so you know what all the parts are. This small piece appears to have come off the model during shipping. And I'm looking at the exploded view drawing, and it appears to be this number 16. It gets attached down here under the body, behind or sort of next to this truck. So what I'm going to do is very carefully, I'm going to do it off camera because it's too small really to see, but I'm going to carefully place it back in there, and that way it'll be intact. So I just used some canopy glue and some tweezers and reinstalled the part right here where it came off from. Pretty easy to do. I mean, a little finicky and small, but that's okay. No big deal. I'm an adult. I can handle it. You can too. Looking at the paint and markings on this car, you can see that all the markings are very crisp and the paint covers without obscuring any detail. The printing is actually really good, and you can see not only is there small printing that's legible, but there's also conspicuity stripes, which means that this is for a more modern era. The conspicuity stripes didn't come into effect until I think it was either the late 90s or the early 2000s, so this is a modern era car. You can also see, looking at this side view, that there are separately applied grabs that go up, as well as a separately applied stirrup on either end. Something else you'll notice on the side view is that there are jacking pads, and the jacking pads are different depending on the prototype. So there are 3 different styles of this car that they sell, and those details will vary per the prototype. The brake end of the car shows off a separately applied brake wheel and chain detail. It has an uncoupling lever. There's air hose detail on the far side of where I'm pointing, way over here. This is a photo-etched crossover platform. And this is really part of the side, but you can see these little tie downs on the edge of the bulkhead. That's really cool. A brief look at the other side of the car shows similar detail, including the prototype specific jacking pads and separately applied details. Something else that's visible from here, but I'll look at it a little bit closer in detail in a minute, but these cars also have real wood decks. The A end of the car has similar detail to what we saw on the brake end, including the photo-etched crossover and the uncoupling lever. That grab that goes across the car is also a separately applied wire piece. I mentioned a minute ago about the genuine wood deck, and that's pretty cool because it'll take things like wood stains. So weathering this car would be a lot of fun. You can see on the bottom of this car that there's a lot of brake detail that's separately applied stuff. And you can see also that the hose detail from the ends of the car seems to go and be routed under the trucks across the car. And then, of course, the piping is up against the inside of this I-beam. And then your separately applied stuff is here and down here. And then the end has the chain with that piece I was showing you that I reinstalled. So there's quite a lot of detail on the bottom of this car to look at. And while we're looking at it, I'll mention the metal wheels and, of course, body-mounted scale couplers. Something else I was noticing as I was handling this car is that you have to be careful because it's very bottom heavy. I believe this entire under sill or undercarriage part of the car is made out of metal, which gives it some really good weight. As usual, Rapido has hit the ball completely out of the park with this model. Not only does it have every detail you could possibly want on a car like this, but it also has a real wood deck. And as I said during the spotlight, I think this would be a real fun car to weather because you can use actual stains on this. So great job, Rapido. I can't wait to see more. See you next time.